forget to subscribe and help the channel get to 170,000 subs. All our fetu, welcome to our fans wetu, Coach KB again, Prajabu.
Hey,
Prajabu,
Coach KB.
We are on the AFCON 2025.
Yeah,
Is it a realistic feeling,
yeah,
or is it just hope
yeah.
from South Africa, or are we just being biased?
Yeah.
What's your take? Do you see Bafana winning it?
Yeah, no, of course. We are definitely winning.
Hey, Prajabu.
We are
Winning?
definitely. Yeah, no. We're definitely. It needs to come back to South Africa. It needs to come back here. I'm quite confident.
Hey, Prajabu. I'm looking at everyone there.
Yeah.
When I say everyone, I'm looking at the teams.
Okay.
You're looking at your Morocco.
Yeah.
Whom for me are amongst the favorites.
Sure.
They're playing home.
Yeah.
You're looking at the fact that they've got the longest winning streak.
Okay.
I think they've overtook Spain.
Yeah.
You look at the under 17, how well they did. The under 20, the girls as well.
Yeesh.
You're looking at Senegal.
Yeah.
You are looking at Ivory Coast, whom are the defending champions.
Yeah.
Nigeria, I think they are coming in with that thing of not being able to qualify
You can't rule them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and remember they have not qualified for World
World
Cup.
Cup. So obviously they will want to redeem themselves.
Yeah, so
I hear you.
I need to understand what makes you so confident that we're bringing it home.
Let's take it like this, Coach. Remember in the previous AFCON,
Yes.
we came back with a bronze. But then leading up to that AFCON, the coach was still trying to find his feet. A combination of players and so on and so forth. But he came back with a bronze. Did we all believe as South Africans that we'll get the bronze in that competition? The answer is no.
Yeah, between you and I, it's
The
no.
answer is no.
Someone can come up and say
Yeah.
they've always believed.
No. The answer is no. Realistically speaking.
Yeah.
Now, the coach has been with the core of that team that has played in that previous AFCON.
AFCON, yes.
Maybe 2-3 players are not there, but the core of the team is still there. Now, we have built on what we have achieved in that particular AFCON. Now, to make matters more exciting, South Africa has even qualified to go to the World Cup. You know, the Nigerians that you're talking about, they are not part of the World Cup.
But that's
As things stands.
yeah, that's for me when I look at it, Prajabu.
Yeah.
It's a motivation enough for the
sure.
Nigerians to say, you know what, we've disappointed back home. I mean, you've got your Victor Osimhen.
Yeah.
Nigeria has a European-based players.
No, sure.
You
Sure.
see. So I'm taking it as they are more motivated to say, let's win this.
Yeah.
Apologize to the
the
nation
nation
to
that,
say,
hey,
at least we brought this back.
They've got egos, and here I'm talking about players. You know, players that are playing overseas, all of them.
Yeah.
Nobody will say, yeah, but I'm playing locally, and these are my heroes. So they all play overseas. So there are humongous egos there amongst the players themselves. They can play as a team, they can play as a group. But I've seen that in big games, of course, they will raise their hands. But I can tell you now, this is not a Nigeria that we know. They are quite divided. And they are not only divided on the field of play. They are also divided as the federation. So there are a lot of challenges there. Coming back to your the favorites.
Yes.
Of course, Morocco, playing at home, they will want to prove a point that we are taking this thing. But when last did they win it?
Yeah, it's in the 1970s.
76.
But, yeah, you
to be
see.
specific.
But you look at their team.
Yeah.
We are speaking about Morocco now.
Yeah.
It's a 90% European base. You're looking at your Real Madrid, Ibrahim. You're looking at, for me, the best right back in the world.
Yeah.
Now that there's chances that he might not start, I think it means for the first two games,
Yeah.
Umdao Vurva will be the best right back in AFCON because
Yes.
Hakimi won't be there.
Yes.
It's a star squad, Brajabu, man. It's a team that has
Yeah.
Spanish players, and in South Africa, and this is
Yeah.
where my problem comes,
Oh yeah.
is we always want our players to be playing in Europe.
Oh,
They've
yes.
got those players that are playing in Europe.
Tactically, South Africa is very good. Remember in the previous AFCON, who have taken them out? And I'm talking about
Egypt
Morocco.
and Morocco. Oh, Morocco, yeah.
Yeah, we won 2-0 against them. They were beaten by South Africa. Your Hakim were there.
Yes.
In fact, all this half of the
Superstars,
players,
they
they
were
are
there.
superstars. They were there. But I'm saying let's have a belief into this Bafana Bafana team, and it's not only Bafana Bafana.
Mm.
I think we are doing very well as a country football wise. You have mentioned the issue of under 17 being in a World Cup. Our boys under 17 also went there.
When they, yes.
Our under 20 as well went there. Now it's Bafana Bafana. They've also qualified. So we are on the right path as a nation, as a country, and one will also have to thank people that are involved in the development of these players, because we are developing we are not relying on Europeans to shape our players. We are developing our own player. So your stakeholders like your multi-choice, we need to say thank you, because they also brought in the DDC.
Yeah.
And through that DDC, check the number of players that are currently into the Bafana lineup.
Yeah,
They are all the products of that
DDC,
structure of the DDC.
yeah,
So we need to say thank you to MultiChoice. But also, I always say it takes a will from SAFA to invest into this development. By so doing, that's where the country's weight is today. It's because of people that are willing to do things, So we are going far as a country, because
So
at least
we shouldn't be worried about the European base, because
no, we shouldn't.
from what you are saying, South Africa, I think Bafana Bafana has 90% of local based players, and I think even in the previous one,
Yeah,
we had 90% of local based.
of course, and check your. We are in the same group with Egypt.
Whom they've won it number of times.
Number of times.
7, if not 8.
But they know when they are going to play South Africa that is going to be
always a
very
finish.
tough. I mean, they don't forget Lodge.
But he's not there. He's not part of the team.
Yeah, but there's a country without the Lodge. There's Bafana without Lodge. Sometimes we need to move on from certain things.
Yeah.
I understand that. I would have loved to see Reynas in that team.
The team.
I would have loved to see Lodge. I also would have loved to see Zwane in that team as well, because big players like your Zwane,
They stand up.
even if he's on a bench, just for him to be there or in a dressing room, it gives a motivation to these younger players to actually do well. But at the end of the day, it's the duty of the coach. It remains the prerogative of the coach to have his selected players. And I think the bunch of players that are selected to represent Bafana, of course, they will do well, and they will do us proud.
No, I agree with you. I think we've got a fairly balanced team.
Yeah, no, sure.
We've got a team that has youngsters.
Yeah.
We've got a team that is has the core of the experience. But I looked at the caps before we started. When I see the most capped player we have, it's Teboho Morembo.
Yeah, it can be
Mokoena.
Teboho,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's sitting at 50, if not 51.
Yeah.
And then followed by Ronza.
Oh, yes.
Whom, if you look at those, I think for me, those are our key players.
Yes.
Because as much as I'm not a fan or I'm not a favorite of having a key player as a keeper.
Yeah.
Because if your key player is a keeper, it means
you
we're
are always
expecting
being
trophy.
attacked from time to time.
But
yeah.
I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, it's a positive thing that we have someone we can rely on.
Yeah.
And then I looked at that back four. If you compare it to the previous team, I think before we had Grant Kekana and
Yes,
Mtomi
Yabum Toby. Yes.
Yeah, so the
Big
back four,
players.
but it's not really much changed. And
Yeah.
I think this is where it taps into this sort of topic that I don't like, but
Yeah.
we'll tap into it. Why am I saying that?
Yeah.
Most of us South Africans, like you've already alluded, our football is growing.
Yes.
Hence why we see our channel, our Amafens way to and others are growing. It's because of our badges.
Yeah, sure.
And I think majority of us as football fans,
Yeah.
we need to try and stop looking at football with the badge. What do I mean? If I'm wearing a Pirates shirt,
Yeah.
if South Africa is playing, we forget about the Orlando Pirates badge. We put it aside.
Yeah.
You see, because sometimes what I've picked up is banter. Banter is always good
Yeah.
when it favors you.
Yeah.
Right now, if AFCON, we win AFCON.
Yeah.
Believe you me, the so-called Abolam Tuta, the Kaizer Chiefs fans,
Yeah.
they're gonna be laughed at.
Yeah.
We will be making jokes about them.
I didn't know you called them Lamtutus.
No, I heard they are called like that. It's not me.
Okay.
Yeah, even I saw a post today, one of the Kaizer Chiefs saying,
Yeah.
Tina Abolam Tuta, we won't be supporting. And it touched me because I think it becomes personal. Hence why I'm saying banter is always good, but Jabu, when it favors you. So going back to that game, if Bafana doesn't even make it to bronze, you know who are going to be the laughing stock?
Yeah.
Orlando Pirates.
Eish,
Why am I saying that?
Yeah.
Pirates has got 9.
Yeah.
Last time Sundowns had more. You see those talks, as much as they are easy talks, but this thing trends, it gets to players.
Yeah, but I think those are discussions that are dividing the
nation,
the country, dividing Bafana. Look, when you support Orlando Pirates, and certain players are selected to go and play for Bafana, whether you are a Chiefs fan, a Sundowns fan, you rally behind the team because those players are now representing a national interest. You see, but maybe I might understand where particularly Chiefs fans are coming from. Because now we are speaking about this issue. The fact is that they feel certain players within the team should have been included into the system.
Final team,
but unfortunately, that call can only be made by the coach. It's not us fans. So we feel for them, of course. But at the end of the day, the final weight lies with the coach. And if a coach believes and feels that I can include this one and I cannot include that one, and it's not only Kaizer Chiefs, by the way. You also have Lodge, which, in my opinion, thought that maybe he should have been there, but he's not there. Reynas, like I've said, he's not there. Zwane is not there. You move. You're like your Machalo. These are the players that you will see from time to time doing well in their respective teams. But when it comes to the national interest, we all rally behind the team, unfortunately or fortunately.
I hope before the game kicks off as a nation we can sort that out better because there's only one badge currently.
For now. I can't come here and speak. That's why I'm wearing this. This
all
t-shirt.
these 16 teams become one.
Yeah, it's one thing for now.
I that's what I'm saying. I hope we will know when it's time for banter. But apologies to all the Kaizer Chiefs fans because in most cases I think they are the ones that feel more hard done. I would like to just take this apologies. I think better sometimes we push it too much. But getting back to the team, the team, bro, we just spoke about the defense. For me, I would like you to give me maybe 5. Even not to put you in a corner, so I'm stretching it. Maybe 5 key players for you into the Bafana team.
Debza, number one.
Mrembo. I think for me is one of the best
Debza
in the continent.
That man, in the middle of the park, I can tell you now, he's moving. So I'll say Debza, number 1. Ronza, number 2. There's Chaine. There are, a bit of mistakes from Ronza lately. But I'll still prefer him to be the number one goalkeeper.
He's the national captain.
And then Mbogazi.
Yes.
Mbogazi, and then you said 5, right?
And not to put you in a corner because had I said 3, I'm limiting it. So
sure. Then Apolis. I think Apolis is going to carry that team.
10-1.
I'm telling you, I think Apolis is going to carry that team. So I'm on 4th now.
We are on 4 now.
Maybe let me say Mufokeng.
Really?
Let me say Rile Mufokeng. Because if Rile Mufokeng is alive, we all know what can happen.
I think
so those will be my players that I think these are going to be key. And we have a surprise element.
In who?
The Master Chef there.
I saw
that. Master Chef is going to be a surprise package for many of the countries that we are going to face because that boy can play football.
Yeah, and Brajab, while you are still talking about MasterChef, what happens to these players when they're at the national team and at the club?
Yeah.
You and I both know we see MasterChef at Pirates.
Yeah.
But the MasterChef at Pirates and the MasterChef at the national team,
yeah.
for me, those are two different players. What could be, like, what's happening? What is it that Hugo Broos tells these guys?
I think he's allowing them the space. He's allowing them freedom to actually play. So, they express themselves there without limitations. Remember, at Pirates, we want the results now. Give us the results.
There's talks.
It's no problem. You'll have to go outside.
Okay,
so I think that can be the difference between Pirates and I think the old man is giving them freedom to actually express themselves.
You've mentioned Mbogazi. He's 20 now. I think I don't know when. I didn't see John Mabizela. I just saw
I saw him.
Majority are saying Mbogazi is far from that.
Yeah.
Well, in my generation, I haven't seen. There are positions which are called the decisive positions, and those for me are your goalkeepers.
Yes.
Your centre backs, maybe your CDM.
Yeah.
Because any youngster, you can throw any youngster at your right wing.
Yeah.
Even if he makes mistakes.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah. But now we've got this young boy.
Yeah.
At 20 who just signed. I don't know if we still call him as one of ours as Mnyama or
until we see him wearing that t-shirt, we'll still claim him.
Okay,
we'll even claim him when he's still there wearing that t-shirt. By the way,
so we see this young boy coming into his first AFCON.
Yeah,
but already I agree with you. By the way, I think he's one of the key elements in that defense.
Very, very, very key. I think he's going to be, that boy is something else. He's going to be a very key player there. Because remember, even the coach have too much trust. Kulomfan. So I think Mbogazi is going to surprise a lot of people. But I can tell you now, he's already known in our continent. Once you play against Nigeria and you show them flames, just the population of Nigeria, they now know that there's this boy called Mbogazi. He's fearless. He's not scared of anything. He's just a brave boy. But apart from that, the timing of Mbogazi,
reading of the game,
accurate passes, diagonal balls that he will send to either the strikers or the. We've got talent there.
Who would you like to see him, not to drag it so man?
Yeah.
Who would you like to see him pairing with? Are we going for CBC because they play together at the Orlando Pirates? Are we going for Ngezana? And the reason why I'm throwing in Ngezana, I'm looking at height.
Yeah.
Mbogazi has all the attributes to be a centre back, but the height.
The height is a problem.
His height and CVC are not the perfect. So who would you like to see a central pairing?
Hey, I'll say CBC because I know Mbogazi's game has improved.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He's no longer the same Mbogazi that used to play for Chiefs.
No, so you mean Ngezana?
I mean Ngezana, yeah.
Yes.
But Ngezani and CBC, I'll choose CBC. He's not. I'm not convinced, especially taking 2 games that he played. I think one for Pirates, one for Bafana Bafana.
Yeah, the last one against Ghana.
I saw some mistakes there. But I'll still have to choose. Not that I'm biased because I support Pirates. But I'll still choose CBC. I think he has matured as a player, and he will of course he will play well.
Before we close it, I also think Mbogazi, man, and I think this is the right timing.
Yeah.
With the scandals that just came in Zahaye.
Yes,
it's the perfect timing that he's gonna go there and play football at the highest level in Africa.
Yeah.
And he's going to shine. I believe he's going to shine.
No, of course.
I think he's going to make the nation very. Maybe Chicago might even cash up on this boy.
Yeah, no. Maybe they can say, you can have him. But
you give us this amount of money. I think maybe that's how the move came about.
Yeah.
So in closing, Brajabu, this one I'll put you on a corner, man.
Yeah.
I just want you to give me your striker. Who would you prefer to start? And also, I've saw Rile coming in as a number 10.
Yeah.
We saw him playing number 10 here and there at Pirates after the injury.
Yeah.
Mbule is there as well. Obviously, I think the nation is going to miss Thembazwane. As much as these guys are number 10, but there's something special about Thembazwane that he does, you see.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Police is going to carry us.
Yeah.
I think this is the time. So where do you prefer Urile? Do you put him on the left? Because why am I saying this? Police, even when he was at Polokwane, ever since Uigo Bruce has been here, Police has been shining.
Yeah.
And I think that left wing position, him cutting in.
Yeah.
But I saw that previously he has evolved. He can now play on the right.
Yeah, no, I've seen that as well.
So where do you want to see Rile? On the side or at the number 10 position?
I think on the side.
So you have Police and Rile.
Yeah.
You sacrifice Nkota and Murray.
Maybe I can sacrifice Muremi and Nkota. Start with Rile and Police.
And Police. Okay.
Yeah. Suga nje pandini. We need to attack.
So now I'm asking the last question, reality check.
Yeah.
We spoke about Morocco.
Yeah.
And we are going to be facing Egypt in our group.
Yeah.
I would love to see that Mo Salah cutting inside versus Mbogazi, because Mbogazi is on the left. He's also a left footer. He reminds me of Costa from Sundowns, left footer.
Yeah.
But also they've got Mamouche.
Yes.
We struggled against Zimbabwe last time when we played World Cup.
Yeah.
You're looking at your Senegal, your Sadio Mane, your Koulibaly coming there. You're looking at Tunisia.
Yeah.
We can go on about Nigeria.
The list
you still stick to South Africa bringing it home. Realistic check.
Yeah, well,
let's forget the bias.
Yeah.
I want you to give me your honest opinion.
I can tell you now, football is played on the field of play. On paper, of course, they are big.
Yeah.
But remember, we have embarrassed Morocco in the previous AFCON. We have beaten them 2-0. Your Hakim, which is a star player, was tired after the game, sitting down there in the middle of the park. He didn't know what to even say to the journalists. So I can tell you now, we are going all the way. We are bringing this thing back. And you'll be shocked because I heard other people said, no. Kuma quarterfinals were out. They are forgetting that we went to an extent of even winning a bronze. With a team that was not even properly coordinated. But now when you speak of Bafana, you're speaking of a properly coordinated team. Boys that have been playing together for quite some time. They understand each other. But then I think what is important is that we should win our first game against Angola. That game is very important. Because if you remember very well, in the previous AFCON, we lost against Mali 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. And we're nearly on the back foot because of those results. So I'll say they shouldn't undermine Angola. Angola, they are speedy, physically, they are fit, they can run, but we have no reason to lose against Angola. So we just have to win that game. There's Zimbabwe as well.
There.
Remember, they nearly cost us a qualification because they are not far from us.
And they were playing for nothing.
Yeah, even though we're fighting for a turf.
Neighborhoods.
Neighborhoods. So we don't have to undermine Zimbabwe as well because they can lose to everyone, but Zimbabweans, but not South Africa. They don't want to lose against South Africa. They can lose to everybody. But they don't want to lose against us. So as long as each game can be taken at a time, once we are out of the group stages, then we focus on this knockouts, your last 16. But I see South Africa bringing it. Everybody's talking about the South Africa. I think it's only us, South Africa, who don't have confidence into ourselves, into our boys. But I can tell you, we are the hunted now. Everybody's saying, hey, be careful of that South Africa. We are no longer the underdog like we used to.
Yeah.
People are talking about South Africa now. So watch the space. This thing is coming home.
Well, you've heard it, guys. Jabu saying we're bringing it home from my side.
Yeah.
Like you have just alluded, Jabu.
Yeah.
We are no longer the underdogs.
No.
So people will come prepared for us.
Of course.
But I think we're going to, if not finish bronze again, I think we're going to come back with the silver. I don't know. I've got too much hope that we can go all the way.
Yeah.
And I hope Hugo Bruce does the same thing that Uko Juadu did at Pirates. Prove me wrong and win it.
Yeah, no, sure.
We're
taking this one.
Thank you.
Sure.